Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Festival on Air. Diesmal von der Berlinale Talents. Habt ihr auch schon mal versucht, einen Film auf die Beine zu stellen? Von der Idee bis zur Kinoleinwand kann so einiges schiefgehen. Manchmal spielt das Wetter am Set nicht mit, die Technik fällt aus oder es ist einfach kein Geld mehr da und der Film wird nicht zu Ende produziert. Über das Scheitern und den Filmschaffenden zu helfen und Mut zu machen, geht es auch in dieser Berlinale Talents. Unsere 3 Redakteurinnen, Emilia, Monika und Michelle, haben sich unter die Teilnehmer gemischt und mit den Organisatoren der Veranstaltung gesprochen.
Yeah, Kevin, nice to meet you here at the Berlinale Talents. Since 2008, you're already a part of the selection committee here at the Berlinale Talents. We were wondering, how many applications do you actually get and how many talents do you accept here?
Oof, yeah, yearly it varies, of course, but I think this year was about 4,100.
Oh, wow.
And 250 accepted.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a fierce competition. It's a tough acceptance rate. There's many people who are great filmmakers, clearly talented, and yeah, it's just not a space for them. But we're happy with that group size, and of course happy that the program is so popular that we get so many applications.
Yeah, and how do you select the talents actually? Like, what are your criteria to get them?
Yeah, what's very important, I think, is first of all, talent. What does that mean? Talent is something that's within you, right? I mean, there's also motivation, and there's courage, and people who are willing to take risks, and that all plays into the equation, I think, that make a successful filmmaker. But the way that I think very important for us in terms of defining if a filmmaker can take advantage of Berlinale Talents and can contribute, if they're at that right point in their career, is if they are making work that is relevant globally, but also in the region and resonant. If it has gotten responses from local and international audiences, film festivals, recognition. If it's speaking to the industry today, and if it's pushing the industry into the new directions that it needs to be pushed in. It's the first time we had a non-graphic but statement-based. It almost feels like advertising, right? Yeah. So it's jumping out to the viewer, and it's provocative. Mm-hmm. And that was Christina Torstrom, the project manager, on the opening day was telling the talents, by the way, this stuff is outside. Now that you're here in Talents, we're flipping it around. We're telling you everything's possible. You can have it if you want it. The world is your oyster, right? Yeah. So here's the tools. The tools. Share them. Find ways. You just gotta persevere and believe. So this is, everybody's heard this, I think, in the creative industry. It's not just filmmakers. I mean, it's a bit. There's of course the risks, and there are some truths to this kind of thinking. But if you're born to be a filmmaker or creative, then you are. You can't. Yeah. You can't succumb to this, and that's why courage is, I think, a very important trait, and for people who are working in filmmaking today.
My name is Karam F Ali. I'm a Palestinian filmmaker. I work as an editor mainly, director assistant, and now I'm directing my first feature documentary in Palestine. One of the most encouraging things that I have faced being in a place like Ramallah that doesn't have a film industry, doesn't have much an audience, so it was a bit frustrating to be in a place that it's hard to get funding and to get your own projects on the run, but at the same place I realized how important it is to be in such a place where you could do your own artistic film, because you're not depending on the production money that is mostly commercialized around the world. Of course, it's a bit hard to get grants, but you start to realize that if you have a good story that is coming from deep and you have the tools to express it in an artistic way and manage to put all the artistic input of your team who is pulled towards such an idea, you can come out with great movies that it's hard to produce in bigger film industry countries.
So I'm Caroline Leone from Brazil. I'm an editor and also a director. Yeah, my mom was an art teacher and my father is a director of photography, but he works mainly in commercials, for commercial TV commercials. So I've been in studios my whole life, and with my mom I studied a lot of art and went to a lot of museums and everything. So yeah, it was a very artsy family.
So it was never like, oh, why can't you get a real job? Why do you?
No, from them, no. From my further family, yes. From my grandfather, grandmother, but from the close family, no.
What would you say? What's it like for a woman working in the film industry? Is it more difficult? Are there more obstacles to overcome?
It's extremely difficult. In Brazil, they make very strange comments So, for example, when I'm editing a TV commercial and I go to the agency to present the edit, they say, oh, and she is? Oh, she's the editor. Oh, a woman! Like, it's always a very strange and horrible surprise because you instantly feel like you're not out of place, but you're not. And it's very strange because in the beginning of film history, most editors were women because they thought, oh, this is a sewing job. They're gonna cut and glue. It's perfect for women. So all of the editors in the beginning were women, and slowly they said, no, this is too creative, too much responsibility for them. So now it's much more men.
What do you think of this year's slogan for Berlinale Talents? Courage against the odds.
Well, I think it's very appropriate. It's a lot of obstacles on the way, always, and you always have to prove yourself. And it's not so nice to prove yourself all the time, but that's something you have to do and to take you somewhere. So yeah, courage is a very important feature to have.
Ich glaube, jeder braucht Mut, wenn er Film machen will. Und das kann ein Produzent sein, der besonders risikobereit ist, auch mal irgendwie finanziell in mutige Zeiten geht. Das kann aber auch natürlich ein Schauspieler sein vor einer Kamera. Es kann aber auch das Thema sein. Das ist, glaube ich, ganz wichtig. Und das macht das Mutthema für uns auch dieses Jahr so passend, wenn es politische Fragen sind, wenn es auch um den persönlichen Austausch von etwas gibt, was man gerne sich traut zu sagen. Und all das werden wir hier die nächsten Tage thematisieren, also die Mutmomente quasi auf die Bühne bringen.
Warum ist es denn so wichtig, ausgerechnet in der Filmbranche über Mut zu sprechen? Also hörst du zum Beispiel oft Geschichten über Misserfolge?
Ja, die Misserfolge gehören natürlich zum Erfolg dazu. So, zunächst einmal braucht man Mut, glaube ich, weil man durchhalten muss. Das sind immer sehr große Projekte, das dauert ganz schön lang. Für einen Film sind sehr viele Leute beteiligt, das ist nicht nur mal eben so gemacht. Da muss man schon über einige Hürden hinweggehen und dafür braucht es Mut. Aber ab und zu klappt es auch mal nicht. Und dann sich einzugestehen und zu sagen, ja, das wird jetzt, glaube ich, nichts oder ich muss den Weg noch mal ein bisschen anders gehen, das ist wahrscheinlich die mutigste aller Dinge. Und wir werden das hier auch besprechen. Also wir werden auch sagen, jetzt nicht scheu sein irgendwie und Heldengeschichten nur groß erzählen, sondern einfach auch mal erzählen, wo was nicht geklappt hat.
Und wie zeigt sich das Thema Courage Against All Odds denn zum Beispiel auch in den Workshops oder in den Podiumsdiskussionen?
Also ich glaube, bei den Workshops kann man sich zum Beispiel mal die Kameraleute vorstellen, die wollen so in die Ecken gehen, wo man nicht so gerne hinschaut, also wo es so dunkel ist oder wo man auch technisch nochmal besonders furchterregend eigentlich denken und tun muss, damit man das schafft, damit man das auch zu einem wahnsinnig tollen Film hinkriegt. Auf der Bühne hier haben wir ganz viele Leute, die das aus unterschiedlichsten Ecken ziehen. Wenn Christo kommt zum Beispiel, der hat mit Film gar nicht so viel zu tun, aber der kann sehr gut erzählen, wie man sehr lange an Projekten arbeitet und wie man über diese langen Durststrecken hinweg auch durchhält, mutig ist, auch mal gegen den Widerwillen von anderen Leuten ankämpft. Das wollen wir ganz offen und ehrlich hier gerne mal hören und auch dann natürlich diskutieren.
You know, the homework thing, when you can share your experiences and help the others to learn from it.
Everyone hated generally the director of the project. Hated the director.
That's nice.
My name is Lau Kek Huat. I'm a Malaysian. I'm a director based in Taipei, Taiwan. I do documentary, features and short fictions. I just did a documentary last year, which is titled Absent Without Leave. It's very personal because it's about my search of my grandfather. He was a missing figure in our families since 1948. Missing as in nobody's in my family really know who is he, even me. So I'm making this documentary, trying to search who is this, my grandfather. And it's a really difficult thing to bring it out, because when you have to place your camera facing your family members, asking them, what do you know about him? Asking my father, do you know about your own father? But the good thing is, since I do not know about this, my grandfather, after I'm making this documentary, I happen to meet many comrades that knew him, people who fought with him. They are not in Malaysia, they are in Thailand, Hong Kong, and China. I happen to be able to meet him because I'm a filmmaker. So I always say that before I'm making this film, I have one missing grandfather. But after I'm making this film, I have many people, those old people that I know, they are just like grandfather and grandmother to me nowadays.
Please give a warm welcome to Isabel Coixet and moderator Peter Cowie.
I also want to talk about, this thing when you do a film and you put your soul on it, and this is something they don't talk in schools, no? They just talk about success stories, and I think it's very, very important to talk about failure stories.
There's much more failure out there than success. And also success is kind of kitsch, don't you think? Failure is more, failure is 90% of our lives. And how we deal with failure, how we deal with rejection. No? Every time I see, all these people who want to be actors and they go to 50 castings and then nothing, and then it's no, and they go home and they think, well, maybe this time, maybe next time, and it doesn't happen. And how you deal with it, how you remain hopeful. It's something everybody is experiencing now. I always say the only thing which can make you make another film is just being stubborn, and I don't want to say believe in yourself, because I don't really believe in myself, but I really believe in what I want to do, and that keeps me going.
I'm Fateme Ahmadi. I'm writer and director from Iran. After graduating from the London Film School, I was quite disappointed for a while. Whatever that I applied for, all the opportunities, all the funds, all the festivals that I had sent my grad film to, too much rejection, too many refusal emails, But after a while, when I think I was stronger at that point. This rejection couldn't affect me much, so I started to work on a script that was very close to my heart, about the people that I knew, about the experiences that I had, personal experiences, and I made a film that was the winner of Asian Film Academy Fund, and we shot it in Nepal. When we were shooting the film, the great earthquake of Nepal happened in April 2015. Everybody was leaving the country, but I extended my visa. I stayed to finish the film. I wrote the new draft, to shoot that script, the new film, overnight, and we shot it in 4 days after that. So this film has been very successful. It's been going to Locarno, Palm Springs, lots of prestigious film festivals. I think it kind of brought me here too, to Berlinale Talent campus. So yeah, I think if you embrace what life presents you with, at some point you're gonna get what you want and what you are determined to get.
Talente und Experten aus der ganzen Welt sind für dieses besondere Event in Berlin zusammengekommen. Sie haben Gedanken und Ideen ausgetauscht, ihre Projekte vorangebracht und natürlich sich ganz viel Mut zusprechen lassen. Wir sind gespannt, was wir nächstes Jahr auf den Kinoleinwänden zu sehen bekommen. Bis dahin wünschen wir euch ganz viel Glück und ganz viel Mut bei all den Dingen, die ihr euch so vornehmen werdet. Bleibt uns treu und schaltet das nächste Mal wieder ein, wenn wir vom Sehsüchte-Festival berichten werden.